Hello and welcome to another random review and how-to. Today we're going to be changing the coolant thermostat here on a 2021 Dodge Ram. It's a Hemi engine. Check engine light came on, so the symptom I see is my check engine light came on. I went to AutoZone, got that red. It did identify it as this. The other symptom that's good to know, because we're not sure if it's open or closed when the check engine light's on, but my thermostat, my actual temperature inside the gauge, only goes up to 185 and then it stops. So that's telling me that it's locked open. And so we got to replace it. So we're going to put this part in there. Now, the difficult part of this is where it's located. It's buried down here in the engine. And I'll give you a little zoom here to show you. And so there's our coolant that runs through there. You can kind of see the bolt there to the left. I got to get in there to that bolt. And then there's also the little electronics there that connect in, and you can see the wiring here on this for the electronics. So I got to be able to hook that in, get everything out. Now, I found a guy that did this before online, and I saw his video, and you can take off this little clamp here if you want, but if you leave the clamp on, it actually gives you the ability to pull the whole thing out. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do, is just keep the clamp latched, loosen the bolts, disconnect the electric, and then pull it out. So I wanted to explain this part too. So this is the thermostat for the coolant. What happens is there's a wax ring inside of this piston, and as the engine gets hot, it heats up. It has a high threshold for heat, and as that heats up, this allows this system to push in, and when that pushes in, it releases the coolant to cool your engine. So as it demands, it kind of has a cycle going, but as it needs more to the cycle, this will push in, and then it cycles it more to cool the engine down faster. What happens is the sensor, because it's electronic, it isn't melting or it's jammed or something. It's either stuck open or closed. If it's open, you could run it a little bit more. Your gas mileage is going to be terrible. You might see some other things. It's not great for your engine. So if it's stuck open, you're a little more safe than if it's stuck closed. If it's stuck closed, your engine can overheat, and that could cause all kind of issues. So for the most part, that's how this device works. It seems to be finicky. I'll say after 5 years and 50,000 miles, I shouldn't have this problem. So I'm hoping this isn't something that happens again. So the first thing I want to do is I got to get in here. I don't know that I'm going to be able to do anything from this angle, but I want to at least get some things pulled off. So I'm going to pull off this cover here. This cover kind of slides in, so you got to kind of pull it off on the front, like so. The electric hookup is right in between where this says top and then that little silver metal piece thing going in there. Right in between there underneath is where the electric hookup is at. So I'm going to try to pull that. There should be a little tab you pull up on, and then it should slide right out. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do. I got my fingers around it. I was wrong. It's not a pop off, it's a push in. So there's a little button on the top part of it towards me that I could push in. When you do that, it slides right out. So I got this electronic piece disconnected. What I'm going to do is try to tuck it up somewhere so it doesn't get hit with all of the coolant when I pull it off. Right there, that little red white piece right there, that is the clip. Like I said, there's just a little piece here on the end that you push down and it slides right out. So I just tucked it up here because the other piece that I'm going to unscrew now is back here, and it's going to drop all of the coolant hopefully down there into my little bucket I set underneath. So there we got one loosened. I'm going to get to the other one now. I just got to see it to know where it's at. I can feel the bolt if I go around the front of the engine. So if I put my finger in there, I could feel it. So at least for getting it attached, I could get my extender and hook it on here, let it go this way, and then go from there. Well, I got it. It's not in super tight. So once you get it even a little bit, it comes right off. All right, so you can kind of see where I went in. I got it on, I got it loose. So I got both bolts loose. I'm just gonna keep unscrewing them until they come loose all the way, and then pull that out, and we should hear everything drip down below. There we go. All right. We got it pulled here. All we got to do is pull this out now. It's nice and loose. You can see everything starts to drain out. One of the bolts is still on a little bit, so I just got to loosen it all the way. But I got it all drained. Some of it's spilled, but I got it going down there into my bucket. called coolant. This piece we want to get out. So we want to be able to pull this up here and just kind of bend it around everything. I want to make sure I'm not putting too much stress on any other line and pulling this around. All right, now that I got it over here, we can work with it. So we want to take off this clamp. We got that loose. What I'm gonna do is get this off, which...
Dad, I was looking for a flashlight.
All right, so my belief is that the rubber is too cold. It's about 50 degrees outside, so this thing isn't moving at all. So I'm gonna actually heat it up here with a blow dryer, and hopefully that makes it easier to get off. All right, my belief was right. So I heated this up, came right out. There we go. All right, so keep that somewhere down below so it just drains. There we go. We're gonna get this clamp pulled off and get the new one put in. I got our new one ready. So it's got to go in this way. This electronic thing has to be sticking out to the left from the passenger side. So I'm going to go ahead and get this back on. Make sure it's nice and tight. And get our wrench. Squeeze that. It's going to maneuver it right back on. Nice and easy. It should go right over that lip. There we go. Okay. Right back where we had it. It's all nice and tight. Now again, being careful. I want to go ahead and stick this back under. I don't want to try to keep dust and stuff from getting in there, dirt. So now we're just putting it right back into the spot where it goes. There's a big hole, it's hard to miss. We want to line up our bolts with the holes. So the next part is getting these bolts in. Everything's lined up in there, so I'm just going to stick this in. Get one started. Hopefully I don't drop it 100 times, but I probably will. We gotta just see where I'm going. There we go. We're in. Let's start tightening it down. Hopefully it catches. All right, I feel it is caught. So we're gonna get that one sort of started. Get our other one on. This is gonna be the tricky one. I think I got it. I think I got it. This bolt. This bolt's a pain in my butt. Let's see how long this one takes, because this is a good measure for the other one. There we go. That's good. Down here. Let's make sure that one's got it. One good half twist. Alright, good. Now we got to hook the electric back up. Alright, we are hooked back in with electric. Alright, so we are all hooked back up. We got our electric hooked up underneath. Both bolts are in tight, clamps on. Really the four things you got to do getting that in and out. It's just where it's located in this Dodge Ram is insane. Ton of my fluid came out, so I'm going to put more coolant in right now. Just going to go ahead and fill it up. You don't put the cap right back on now. What we're going to do is turn the system on inside. So to do that, we want to turn our key on, get the engine running, let it run for a little bit to warm up. You're going to see that this tank back here is going to start bubbling. This thing has an automatic, I forget what they call it, air pressure release or something like that. There's probably a better term. But letting it run for a little bit, it's going to bleed. That's what it is. It's an automatic bleed. So it bleeds out the line itself. It's going to bubble all the air out. But we want to definitely make sure we got enough coolant in it to do that. And then we want the engine to start to turn on and start to warm up. So we're going to turn our heat on inside after we let it run for a couple minutes. and that's going to get the whole system running. All right, so we got everything started. Going ahead and put the cover back on. You can see a little bit there. It is bubbling. This tank in the back bubbles. So when that's bubbling, it's bleeding. There you go. See it bubbling. It's bleeding the system out. So we're gonna let it run again. We're gonna let it get warm. We're gonna go inside and turn on our heat. We'll just put it on low here. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna start to run the engine a little warmer. It's gonna ask for a little more demand, and it's gonna allow this to definitely bleed out, everything heat up. Another thing we're just checking is making sure down here in this area that we're not leaking anything crazy coming out of where we just hooked everything up. I don't see anything dripping, so we're in good shape there. I did not check to see if my check engine light cleared out yet, but what I think I read online for a piece of that, it's still on. So something online said that to clear that, you got to drive this like 3 times. There might have been a certain amount of miles or a certain amount of time, but it's basically got to cycle itself, and it's got to clear 3 errors out. And once that happens, that check engine light should go off. If not, I got someone that's got one of those devices to reset everything, so I'll probably just end up doing that. Another telltale sign is going to be to see if this gauge gets over 130 or 185 too. So I'm going to go ahead and put the cap back on, assuming we bled it out. Here we've been running it for about 5-10 minutes now. So we're going to see if that heats up and go from there. That's all. So if you like this video, please hit that likes button down below. Hit subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, put them in the comment section. We check that constantly. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.